Hello, hello. We seem to have a small issue with the ship. Don't know why. For some reason, it is tilting. I don't know why. Well, actually, I may know why. It may have something to do, one, with my inertial dampeners not being on. But two, it may have something to do with the stuff that we. Oh, wait. It has to do with the fact that we got this nonsense going on down here. What is that? Let's get rid of that nonsense. How did that get over there? Oh, well. Anyway, folks. Morning, good Monday. Yeah, you're first. How you going? Oh, I'm going pretty good. Going pretty good so far. Now we got this done. We've actually got some stuff docked to this thing. It's pushing a clang here pretty badly. But in the last video, we managed to get a new missile built specifically for this. Now what I'm trying to figure out is what I did with. Oh, there it is. So this is the missile. This is the arm for the missile system, and we've got 1 of 10 done so far. So I've got to complete the rest of this so that I can continue this nonsense. If you look at Severus's ship, no, I haven't had a chance. I think I haven't seen it yet. Don't quote me on that. There we go. That's two. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to really look at Discord or nothing today. I need to though. I really need to. I need to get back on there and take a look at some stuff because there's some things I've been interested in some stuff. Everybody's coming up with some really cool things. Okay, let's slap this one here. So what these are doing, because all of this is locked in place, it's going to make adding the defense system in here for the, oh well, not the defense system, the very offensive weapon platform that we have going on. Now, is it turning? Yeah, it's turning. It may be because I don't have any gyros hooked up to it yet. Okay, so here's what we're going to do next. We're going to grab this thing and we're going to, well, for ship ideas and stuff, I recommend it. He builds really detailed ships. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at it now since you said detailed because I love DACA. Do you sure you want to delete that? No, I don't want to delete that. I want to copy that. There we go. All right, here we go. We're going to be adding missiles, and then we might even be doing a test fire of these systems because, good lord. There's 2 missiles set up, 3 missiles set up. Four Makos set up. 5 Makos set up. Oh, well, that's all the Makos on that side that I can build. All right, let's try the other side here. Build the rest of this thing. Almost there. Now these missiles will jump up and they will launch through that tube, or at least they should. Go up through the tube, fly out, and then launch off into that direction. Okay, let's see if we can build these up without causing the ship to catastrophically freak out. Let's see. I need a button to test this thing out with. Where? Yeah, crap's moving. Where's my gyros? Number 9. We're gonna just add a gyro out here, just see if that'll stop this nonsense. It does not seem to have helped. Ship may also be too big. Oh well. Can't get it to stop. Okay. First button. Well, actually, let's grab the control panel, the access panel here. And the first thing I want, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's all of those. Let's go ahead and grab all of them. Call that silo doors. There we go. Save that there. Then for, let's see, where's the other stuff? We need some good things to send some stuff off with. There's my gyros. Kling is really not happy right now. Really, really not happy. Because I can see my ship is tilting. And I don't know why. Well, I know why. That's weird. I can't find. Are they in small? Small merge. We got missile launch. Now I just need welders. Okay. Now we got those. I don't understand why we're tilting. That's what I don't understand. All right. Time for some groups. Let's throw silo doors here. Open, close. Ba 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 ba. Missile launch. Toggle block off and on, and toggle block on and off. There we go. Now, dear Lord. All right. First off, let's open all the doors here. Are we open? Let's see if all the doors have opened. Not a one opened. Why? It says open close. Wait a minute. Hmm. Let me guess. Yep. Okay, I need these to operate independently, despite the fact this thing is now rotating and bucking around like a Bronco. All right. Let me see here. How did I do this before? One of these doors. Okay, one of the doors here. Remember, I had to do something to it. Manual. Okay. So, where are these doors? I'm gonna have to put manual. Oh, wait. That is how you're supposed to spell it, isn't it? Where's that? Where'd it go? All right. Manuel. Okay. Just have to do this to several more of these. Wonderful. The Bundy and Badger Show. Eric Evans. Hey, man. How you doing? Right now, I am trying to get this thing to work here. I wish I could just copy. Can I copy paste? No, I can't. Jeez. Well, we're almost halfway there, so ain't gonna hurt us too much. There we go. There we go. All right, two more left. One more, and we are done doing this. All right. There's probably a stupid turning going on here. Let's see. This has opened or closed. It has not allowed any of it to open. Okay, that's annoying. Oh, it turns it on and off. I don't think I said it to open. Oh, ah, that's a problem. Okay, back to this nonsense. Okay, just get this ship to stop turning so much. This would go easier. Wait, let's turn everything back on at least. Okay. Let's go out here and check and see what's going on. Work? Oh yeah, it worked. Let me try something with the gyroscope here. Okay, we're not turning anymore. Great. Let's kick the welders on. See if that's doing what it's supposed to. We should have a series of missiles on. All right, let's look here. What is going on? Okay, I think I've also got to hit the one deal. The welders are all on. All right, welders are on. Let's hit this. Okay, I can see sparks. Let's see how this worked. Let's see if the old ship. What I hit here? All right, we are ready to launch. Let's see what happens when we fire all of them at once. We may end up tearing up the ship. Put that in blueprint there, just in case we blow the ship up. All right. Firing. Well, a couple of them hit each other. Oh, there they go. Jeez, that's a lot of missiles. No, I can't go out of picture unless I put a deal down. Let's put a deal down here. Let's put a control seat in so I can just we can just sit here. All right. Groups, silo doors, open close, welders on off, and missile system toggle on off. Okay. So let's see how this all goes down. Should go hit 3. So now we have multiple missiles ready to go. And hit 3 again. Oh, 2 of them blew up on each other. See, that's the thing I'm trying to avoid right now. Eric Evans playing War Tales and listening to the stream. Oh, that's nice. Bridge Heli 3 button console would look good there. Yeah, the bridge helm would look good there. The problem I'm running into right now is the sheer volume of missiles being launched. We have a problem here. It is with too many friggin' missiles. Some of those just did not go the direction I wanted them to go. I'm guessing it's because they kind of detected other missiles, but the rest of those are just streaking on off there. Like, yeah, let's go kick some butt. Um, okay, we ought to fire these individually. Hmm. Also, we have a turret now for the ship. I got finished building. Where's it at? There it is. This is what's going on the side of the ship. It's a nightmare. More missiles, more problems. Yeah, hopefully for the enemy, if I can get these things to work properly. I'm probably going to need to use the grinder trick. And we're going to need to half these up here. So let me just... Oh, oh, frick. That ain't going to work because it's stinking... Well, that's one way to do it because it'll help me not only put these things into different groups, but I can easily repair them back up. So we'll just stagger the missiles for a bit. We'll launch about half of them at a time. Are you joking? Why are you not off? Oh, I shut the doors. I didn't turn off the missile. I didn't turn off the welding system. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. That's my bad. So yeah, one of the cool things here is these Makos are so easy to make. There we go. That's one down. We'll skip to another. That's two. Three. And then I'll attack the ones on the opposite side here. Skip one. And there we go. So now we have a certain number of them. So I can put them into two groups now. We can fire the missiles in groups of 10, I believe. Which should improve on the firing capability. So we'll put them in two separate groups. That'll be first salvo missiles. And then, no, not like that. All right, missile salvo 2. And so now we have all our missiles set up. Have them fire in 1/3 series 4 at a time, followed by 4 at a time. Well, these are 10. That's the thing. I've got 10 of these, so I'm going to fire them about 5 each. Let's go ahead. Groups, which one we got here? We've got missile salvo. Ooh, come on. All right, I guess missile salvo 2 is going in there. Toggle the block on off. Let's go ahead and turn that back on. Because now that group will be built back up. And now I can just toggle the block on whenever I want. So now we can push a button here. Push 3. I should get all the missiles welded up at one time. I just realized I think the doors are shut. Are they shut? Are they? Nope. They were actually open. Okay, so we got that going. Let's go ahead here and fire salvo 4. Now, why is that one missile shooting straight off into the sky? It's just that one. And now missile 5. See, those are working perfectly. See, salvo 4 for some reason, that one missile. That's weird. It's just salvo 4. Which missile is that is going? Okay, it's the very front one. What is happening there? Something's happening there. Let me me check the blueprint here. I'll re-upload the blueprint to that. All right, let's see what happens now when I launch them. It's not engaging for some reason. What the heck? I have one missile that is just being a dick right now, and I don't know why. The others are engaging like they're supposed to. That one missile, for some reason. The rest of them turn. That one don't. Turn that off for a moment. Well, the ship isn't blowing up, so that's a good thing. Now, then the only thing I can figure is because I copied those and put them in. Let's go back over here. Grab this second time. There we go. I'll see if that don't fix it. Could be something stupid like that. Okay. Okay, what happened here? All the missiles engaged, but what? Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. That one's not hooked back up to the system again. That'll be in missile first salvo. Okay. Let me look here. I'm thinking that's it. Turn that on. Okay. Wiring. Seriously. What in God's name is happening here that this one missile doesn't want to cooperate? Let me check this thing. I don't understand why it's not working. This is not the right one. Okay. Must be something going on with this stupid missile. Okay, everything's set up like it's supposed to be. Hmm. Well, the gyroscope override should come on. What doesn't make any sense is why it's not. Let's grab that particular missile and see what happens if I fire it individually. Now let's fire it again, see what happens. That's weird. Everything else leaves the tube like it's supposed to. It's this one missile. Eric Evans, there's always a red-headed stepchild. Yeah, there is. And I found it. It's this one particular missile. I just don't understand why it's doing that. It shouldn't be doing that. It's exactly the same as everything else. Why is it flying off into the distance like that? It just goes straight up. There's got to be something it is doing wrong. What was that? Oh, something else blew up. Oh, Lord, what is it? Now, the sensor should detect once it's out of the barrel. It should be. It just goes straight up. I don't understand. What's the difference between that one and this one? Let me look here. Unless. Let me check here. That would not explain what's going on. Because all of these should be the same. They should all be the same. Here we go, engineering away. Let's see what the problem here is. It must be in here. No, it's there. What the heck? Okay, it's got. Alright, here's the gyroscope I'm using. Makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. This one missile has just decided it doesn't want to do what I tell it to. I don't understand. I launch it, nothing happens. It doesn't go up and over like it's supposed to. It doesn't turn. I don't know why it doesn't turn. It makes no sense as to why that turns. But then I launch number 5. Wait a minute. Sensor's not activating. The sensor is not activating. Why is the sensor not activating? Let me power this back up. That's what the problem is. The sensor's not activating. Because the other sensors turn green. That one's staying red. Why is it not activating? Sensor's not off. What are you not detecting? You're on. Let's turn all that on. And then let's see what happens. The sensor is just red the whole time. It doesn't seem to activate. So watch what I'm saying here, unless this decides to do it all of a sudden. Now they fire. So there's something in the settings of that particular blueprint. Now let's build it back up, see what happens. Yeah, see, it's not turning red, or it's just staying red. Why are my missiles suddenly not flying? What just happened? Why are you not moving? Better make sure I got this correct here. Oh no. Okay. Oh, that's what happened. I fired him too early. All right, I got this. I got this. I got this. There we go. See, we didn't lose a darn thing. Okay, I see what happened there. I didn't give him time to fully weld up. That's why everything kind of just said no. That's why I just went no. I'm not going to launch these because we're not ready yet. Now, when you watch this, watch the red pillars there. And the second one from the left, watch what happens when I press 4. Because you should see you should see 4 of them turn green, and that one should stay red. That's weird. Didn't do it that time. Well, none of them turned green. But that's what's going on. That one particular... It blew up another one. That one blueprint right there, for some reason, is different. Let me check the other one here. And here's the really stupid part. From what I'm seeing, there ain't nothing different between that missile and the other missiles. Let's, of course, for some reason, this thing just didn't take like it was supposed to. I don't understand it. See if that doesn't help. This thing that's irritating the far out of me right now. And doesn't turn. The others turn, but that one doesn't. I do not know why. It's like something's wrong with the sensor. It said sensor attached to the right grid, etc., etc. Yeah, it's attached to the right grid. Let me go reapply this blueprint here. Maybe it just maybe you just can't get more than one missile. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. We may be putting too much stuff in there because I noticed my started noticing my system is hiccuping a little bit. Now, before we bring that back, let me try this real quick. All right, this should do it. Why am I crawling here? Okay. Let's weld them back up. Firing. It is that one. What the heck? Okay, I've reinstalled the blueprint multiple times. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the problem is. Okay. I hate to do this, but it's something here. The only thing I know to do is probably yank the entire system off. And put a new one on. And hope that maybe what's happened here. Okay. Hoping that maybe what has happened here. One of these is not locked, I guarantee it. And that may have been the issue. Maybe that's the issue here. Maybe it's the rotor lock preventing it from doing anything correctly. You can see that little, or at least on my end, I can see it. There's a little tick in the PC at the moment. All right, where's the... All right, where'd I put it at? I have already lost. Ah, geez. Come on now. That's a parabolic antenna. It's not what I'm looking for. Come on, where is it? Where is it? Dang. Can I pull it back? Ah, there we are. That should be one right there. We'll run back through here, hook it back up. I'm hoping that it may be just some type of a glitch. All right, power it up, fire again. This should solve the problem. Because that one was loaded in. Okay, first things first, where is it? Missile 1. What the... What the heck? Okay, something right here. Oh, shoot. We're going to do this the hard way. There we go. Grind that down. All right, let's see if this fixes it, because we've been having trouble with this missile launch system the entire time we've been working here. Okay, small birds test is in that category there. First salvo. Okay, it's in the first salvo. Second salvo. All right, there's 5 in the second salvo too. Okay, let's do 3. Eh? All right. Launch and launch. All right. That created an issue. Oh yeah. I can't disable that until I turn that one on and off. And to do that, I gotta turn off the welders. So let's turn off the welders. Who thought a system like this would be so complicated? All right. Turn the welders off. Hmm. Hey. Oh. Up. Let's get back over here. Ah, geez. It did the same exact thing it did before. Okay. That's annoying. That is that's officially pushing me to my freaking limit. Every dang missile works but that one. I don't know why. Renegade Bundy. Yeah. I don't even understand what is happening here. We may not be able to run 5. We may just be stuck with 4. We may just be stuck with 8 missile launchers, and we're just going to have to work with that. That sucks. Why is it saying this is part of the group when it doesn't do anything? That is so annoying. Okay, so F it. We're going with 8 missiles. I don't particularly like it, but that's what we're going to have to deal with because the stupid missile system just will not do what we tell it to do. I don't understand this one missile. It's exactly the same as the other missiles. It's exactly the same. There's no difference whatsoever. Like right here. This thing has to have the gyroscope turned on. Let's check the gyroscope just to see what. It's the gyroscope. Gyroscope's off. Override controls are on. It has the same level of override as the others. It makes no sense at all. See, it detects that. The only thing I can figure is, let's look at the timer block. Set to a 4, this is set to a 4-second delay. Okay. Let me check here. Let's weld that back up. Check the timer block. Worst case scenario, I shut down 2 missile silos. And that's all I miss. The 4 seconds. That toggles the block on. That fires up override controls. And that starts the timer block. Override control goes off in about 4 seconds. Nothing here is making sense. What? That can't be right. All right, that gyroscope's on. 36. 316. What is the flippin' difference here? This gyroscope's on. That's for one of the ships, I bet. That one's on like it's supposed to be. I understand it. I don't understand. Okay. So what's the difference here? Detect subgrids. Wait a minute. No, detect subgrids is off. What this one? What has it got on? It's the same thing. All the you feed them, you take them to school, and they're still stupid. Yeah, yeah, it is. That's Renegade Bundy's exactly right. It's still stupid. I do not understand. Turn off, turn it on again. I don't know. See what that does. My God, if that fixes it. No, it says F you. It's not going to do it. Well, that's just a kick in the head. Ah, I'm at a loss for words here. I don't understand what is happening. For some reason, that one missile won't work. I guess the ship is just stuck with 8. I'm going to go down there and just take all the ones out. And that sucks because I had 10 missiles. I thought we was doing pretty good, but this just refuses to do it. Oh, well, I guess. Now watch. I'll remove this nonsense. And the stupid thing will suddenly, another one will start acting like the problem child. Nope. Just, it must be some. Wouldn't it be funny if a single block is turned off? Yeah, have you tried ripping it out, then taking the one that works and pasting it onto the grid again? Yes, I did that. I did that, Renegade. Would be funny if a single block is turned off. Well, it turns out, frick, I couldn't even find a block that was turned off. At least not a block that wasn't supposed to be turned off. Well, it appears the ship must be a lot more sparsely armed than anticipated. But at the end of the day, it is armed nonetheless. That is just weird. I do not understand that bullcrap right there. And that was just some bull. I don't understand that. I'm not even gonna try to understand it. You guys have been wanting this thing to be done, and it ain't getting done right now. All right, all right. This just means I can add something custom to the front. We have 4 missiles a pop. We're able to file several. Ripper missile, just a missile with two small cargo containers, two Gatling guns or autocannons that just nonstop shoots a target until it impacts. That's a pretty good idea right there. Those would be fun. Of course, at that rate, you could just turn it into a seeking weapon system, and it would just do the job perfectly. Hmm. All right. We've got this all figured out here. The only other thing is I need to put a cargo container probably right in here somewhere. Let's go ahead and get that done. Now, number 6 here, we're going to pull out a large cargo container. Now, I'll have to figure out some stuff to put in through here, but other than that, that looks pretty darn good. And I may put a door on that just to prevent it from getting out there. But that also means I can take this particular run here, go up and go through this section where all these missiles are at, and then we can actually start figuring out how to frick. Yeah, that's going to make a very narrow passage to get the F302s into. Oh, we might as well just do this. We'll just go ahead and just shove these in here as well. There. Now, not only do I have a walkway I can go through here, check out the missile systems and make sure they're all operating functionally. But this may also double as an F302 bay. If I can get out of here, that is. Ah, geez. All right, we're going this way. Okay, so I can run from here. We can go in this way, and we can also set some ladders down here so that we can then access the F302 fighter base from here. Now, the question is, let me go get an F302 real quick. Here we go. Oh boy. There's a whole lot of room here. If I'm looking at this correctly. Hmm. That's going to be three F-302s at the very least. So we can put almost three F-302s on this thing ready to go as part of a patrol force. See what happens when I fire those off. I want to see if I may have accidentally activated the system or not. Of course, it shouldn't have activated. One group, second salvo. Reactivate, weld back up, and there we go. It's all fine and dandy. Now, now to build the undercarriage area, or well, I need to start pulling stuff down and figuring out where the next block is going to go. So now the F-302 it's just going to be like a strike. It's going to fly in, hit things, but we should be able to mount at least three of them on here, which will help a lot. I'm not going to lie. That'll be a big help having three of them. The major issue is going to be getting the F-302 because now let's see. Now it may not be feasible. Okay, so we can probably lock this guy in here and it'd still have enough coverage to protect itself. So let me just pull this down here. And we're going to build off this first section here so I can pull as many F302s on as I can. And what we're going to do here, let's go with one. Let's go with one. And we'll see how that works. Okay, that's actually good enough right there. And we're locked in with an F302. Now, the reason I'm wanting this done like this is underneath here, as we've got the F302 locked in place, we're going to have several of these. And so when the F302 is activated, we're going to have to drop them into combat. And basically, let me see what Renegade Bundy's saying here. The video should allow you to fix the missile issues you have been having, plus your ship and overall upgrade. Yeah, I'm running with the Makos at the moment because the Makos are actually working out pretty good for the moment. Despite that, I still have 8 missiles I can just hurl at one time, and I'm gonna have another. God, we're gonna have another 21, I want to say, on these ships alone. That'll have to be brought to. I'll have to figure up an area in the back with a welder so that I can just weld them back onto the ship. But what I'm needing to do right now is set this up so that I can get the F302s in position so that I can open a door somewhere here, look down at the F302 and just jump into it. Let me kill. Recharge there. And then turn off the ship right there. Just let it do its thing. There we go. So the F302 is locked in. And we can lock several F302s in here if I want. Now, the major kicker here that's going to create a lot of issues is me figuring out how I'm going to access these F302s. And I think I need to run a corridor underneath everything. But then I also need, and this is where those cramped cockpit areas may come in handy. Because now, how many can I get in here? And how bad is it going to affect So we may not be able to get 3 on here. We may only be able to get 2. Because there's got to be some distance here. 2 F-302s are going to be pretty good to operate. We'll probably also add an extra hook on here, or we'll just have the F-302s run from there. It'll be perfectly fine. 2 F-302s will be awesome. The kicker here is I don't know if I can get another F-302 in there. Let's see if we can. Let's see if I can. Number 4. We'll go to the very back here. It may be, what I'm saying here is it may be too tight to install that many F-302s in. Let me see here. Yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to put an F-302 there and there. We're going to have to eliminate these 2 middle points. Now, what I could do eventually is I could add an F-302 shot right here. After I pull this up and get it right where we need to go, we may have like a small bay area. And that could give us 3 F-302s if I really need them. Let's go ahead and knock this section out here. Yeah, sorry about how it took so long getting ready, but the stinking missiles. They are pretty compact. Yeah, they'll be pretty compact putting them in. These are just big, heavy fighters is what they are. We could also, I may end up redoing the Saber somehow or figuring out the Saber, and we could probably have a Saber or 2 on here eventually. But it is a destroyer, so we're going to have to let the destroyer do its destroyer thing. The F-302s are not the norm. This is really just, oh hey, we have the option of doing this. We can bring 3 F-302s into the fight. Might as well. All right, I've got a couple F-302s over here. Ow. Smacked into him. Copy. Now let's press escape here. And what we're going to do, grab this. We're going to set in a couple, we're going to set 3 more connectors in. Oh, wait a minute. I thought we was going to do 3. Well, no, looks like we're doing 2. Well, ain't that a kick in the head? Oh, well. We can do 2. It's not that big a deal. Let's see what 2 of them looks like. 2 F-302s flying out there pulling mission is going to be a fun little thing to deal with. All right. Let's see. Need room for maneuvering. There we go. And Y power's down. Let's go ahead here. 3. Oh no. Ah, there's an issue. Just turn Y on for a minute so I can figure out. Okay, we've got two F302s on there. There's no way we can get more than two. And the F302s, when we put them on here, they're going to have to be. Everything's going to have to be labeled. Everything's going to have to be relabeled on these. Might could put a third one on if I can. Everyone can kind of see how that works. Also, the look of it, you could fit a corridor alone, the side of the pipe going down to the connector, or use a half catwalk. Yeah, I could do that. I could use a half catwalk, just kind of open everything up and let them into it. The idea is I want to set this up in such a way to where I can open a door or just get close to wherever this thing is, just drop down onto it and go. Reality, I can probably get away with a ladder just right here. Oh, that's an idea. Let's do that. Let's start with that as an option. We're gonna leave this area open, and I will figure out an airlock later. Okay, that's cool. Actually, we could scaffold this thing. That'd be a good idea. That. Now that's an idea. The only problem here is I need to cage this in so that it doesn't, which shouldn't be difficult. We could cage this in and do the same thing over there. Now, all I really have to do is basically cage this in a little bit more so it doesn't have, so you don't fall out of it whenever you're operating in here. And then we just need a section coming down here going into that. And if possible, another point so that I can get into this thing. And maybe we could slap another F302 on here and we could have up to three. And what that'll let me do is when I need to, when I drop in with the units, we can just turn the units on. I'll have to rename the F302s. These will just have to be the F302s that go in. But then it should have enough room here. Let me check here. Let's do Y. I want to see what the clearance level is here. Okay. Info. Turn off sensor fields. And there should be 8. Huh. That's weird. Oh. Okay, yeah, I had the wrong one. Yeah, see, there's a problem up there too. I've got to rename this entire thing. We're gonna have to rename the entire one. I'm gonna have to set the probably all the groups differently, but you can see right here where we're able to do this. F302 deployed wings. Then you just simply hit C and activate your coupling. Boom. F302 breaks off and immediately starts combat. And then putting them on here shouldn't be very difficult because we should be able to just set them right back into position. But yeah, imagine these jokers preparing to drop into combat. I'll have to put a 1, 2, and a 3 on these bad boys. And if I'm lucky, we might could get one more in here. And then we would have a 3-ship F-302 escort, or we could have, well, actually, if even if we stay at the 2, we could do that, or have a small patrol boat go with us when we go out and do things. We could modify a patrol boat to be able to get in a patrol boat and fly it around, do stuff with it, so the destroyer doesn't have to do a whole lot of things. We can actually have a patrol boat go down to planet side, fly up off the planet, all that good stuff. And it's still going to be ridiculous because one, we have 8 missiles up top, and then between the F-302s, in just the F-302s alone, we have a confection of missiles going on, about 8 of them here. So, and plus, these are broken up into 2 separate factors, and they can fire theirs individually. We can fire bursts of missiles. So, when we fire a couple of missiles at a target, we're just going to scatter fire it with we're just going to hit it with a whole bunch of missiles all at once. And then I'm going to try and set each one of the fire mechanisms so that I can fire missiles individually if necessary. That's where we're going to have to do some stuff to the internals of the ship and mess with it. And then we're also going to have the blade mounts on the sides. So yeah, then what we can do, because this area will be under here, and we'll actually have a set or a large blade that will come down, kind of cover it. And then from there, we can actually have a couple of machine gun turrets or Gatling gun turrets set up to defend this particular section here. So the F-302s are pretty well protected. And then when we're ready to go, we just open up and F-302s drop and we're ready to go. So let me figure out here. Let me see. I need a T-junction. Do they have a T-junction? Okay, there we go. There's that. Now I need... All right. Scaffold corners. And we'll have to... I'll do some stuff to this so that it works a little bit easier in the system. So that when we start adding the catwalks in reality right now, where is it? There we are. There we go. And I will try to enclose as much of that as possible. So when you're walking down through here, it's not as bloody terrifying, as the saying goes. So let's mount a little bit of extra caging here. There we go. That will help. And see, that's another thing we can do. We can just cage this in real nice. I remember when I first was listening to this game. Oh, what the heck? No. 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 I was playing Battlefield. I think it was 2, 3. And this was something I was listening to on the internet. There, so now when you come in, you feel pretty contained and safe. You've got a drop point there. And you got a drop point here you can go into. Now the only problem, there's no way you can slip through this, so you're perfectly fine. But this extra caging here just helps you feel a little bit more protected. And then we hop on down here, getting ready to hop into the F302, and we're ready to launch. Add some inset orange lights and make them fairly dark. I should do that, shouldn't I? Let me see here. Where would I be able to put them? I could put them here. Be the best place to place them at. Really be the only place to place them at. That, or I can put some on the bottom. But this is what you're dealing with. You're going to have enough F302s. This destroyer is going to be able to really put up a fight because it can actually defend itself with its own F302 squadron. Or wing? Is it squadron or wing? How does that work? Questions for later. Now I can probably come off here. And we could add one more, but I'll have to work with the shape of the